Hello and welcome back to a new episode of the Legal Roundup. My name is Sutoye Kelechi and I'm your host for this show. The Legal Roundup is a show where we talk about legal issues, topical issues that affect Nigerians in society and even at the world at large. In today's video, we're going to be talking about submission, and I'm sure you're curious, what does submission have to do with the law? Is submission a legal requirement? Okay, submission in marriage, is it a legal requirement? And the answer is no. However, there are certain aspects of submission or what we conceive or think submission is that affect our legal standing as women in society. If you're interested in such a video, if you're interested in this kind of content, please keep on watching and don't forget to subscribe to this video. Smash the subscribe button, it's the red button here. Like the video, give it a thumbs up, share with your friends, and leave me your thoughts and comments in the comment section. Okay, let's get into it. Alright guys, so I'm going to quickly play a video for you that we're going to use as the basis for this conversation. An evangelist was chatting with, I don't know if it's her daughter because she claims it's her daughter, but I don't know if it's actually her daughter, was chatting with her about submission and how you're supposed to relinquish all your property, your paycheck, your car. If you go and buy a car, if you go and buy a property with your husband, the property should be in your husband's name, not your own name. The car should be in your husband's name, and then he can give you the car to drive. It shouldn't be in your name. Nothing should be in your name, because that is the true definition of submission. That is the total complete definition of submission according to her. So let's watch this video and then we'll come back and talk about it.
You have money now. You'll go to the car shop to buy a car. You and your husband, whose name will be in that car?
Of course, the car should be in my name. Why should it be in his name?
No. If you want to buy a car, you go to the car stand, it should be in his name. It is in his name and he gives you back the car.
No.
To drive. Not
No.
in your name. That's, you know, so many of us don't understand this thing called submission. Even a house, as a woman, in total submission to your husband, that house should not be in your name. Even if
Well, it might
you're the one that brought the
work for
money.
some people, but it's not working for me.
Your paycheck as a woman, your husband should own your paycheck as a woman. If we are talking about true, why are you keeping your mouth like that? If you're talking about true submission, this daughter of mine is a disobedient one. David said, why should your husband have authority over your paycheck? That is what the Bible is telling us. Submission means giving everything without restriction. You have to lay down. Why are you nodding your head? Lay down.
I'm going to submit to my husband as his wife, right?
Yes.
Am I also going to submit my destiny to my husband?
Your destiny, when you're married, your destiny is not your destiny. Your destiny is your husband's. It's submitting you. It has to play into your husband's destiny. That is what the submission is. The Bible said in everything.
So guys, this video actually, it was shocking me, because I'm like, this is how, and this is why a lot of people are still backward in society. This is why people still have issues, because they are deceived. Okay, they do not understand the concept of submission. I'm not going to talk about the religious aspect of submission. I'm not going to talk about what submission may or may not mean, because that is not our point in this part of this video. That is not our concern, okay? The concern is, as a woman, you have rights, okay? What are the rights of women? A woman has rights to own property. A woman has rights to inheritance. A woman has rights to own physical property as per cars. A woman has rights to earn and own and all of that good stuff. It is enshrined in the Constitution. It is enshrined in our laws. It is enshrined everywhere. And now there are even laws talking about freedom from discrimination because you're a woman. There are laws expressing the fact that women should be at the forefront of society in terms of earning power, in terms of all the things that we do as women. So hear me out. Why is it that when they say your husband is buying a car for you, that it should be in his name? Fine, it can be in his name. There's nothing wrong with the car being in your husband's name. I would suggest that if the car is a gift to you from your husband and he doesn't want to put it in your name, that he should put it in the name. He can put it in his name, but draft a deed of gifts. Okay, what is a deed of gifts? It's a legal document that shows that this car has been given to you by your husband as a gift. Okay, you draft a deed of gifts, and that way, if there are situations that arise in the future, aka divorce or even death or separation or whatever the case may be, or you even want to give that car out, okay, maybe you want to give it to your children, your siblings or whatever, the car is now your own. So the name, if it is an issue of name, or the car is registered in his name, but the deed of gift has been given to you, so the car is legally your own. The same thing can be said for property. Okay, you can buy the property. There's nothing wrong, because if he's the primary purchaser, there's nothing wrong with him buying the property in his name. It's his money. It's fine. I'm not gonna say, oh, the man should not buy property in his name for himself. No, he can buy the property in his name. But if it is a gift to you, if he is buying it for you and he does not want to put it in your name, you put a deed of gift. The same thing can happen, deed of gift. Or he can do so many other legal things, maybe have a power of attorney, or put it in a trust for you. Maybe when he passes away, the trust now goes to you, or the trust goes to your children, or things like that. So you can have a power of attorney, have a manager that would run the property. Maybe it's a commercial property for rent or something like that, and all of that stuff. But the reason why it is very good to give the property, to have the property in your name, is to avoid issues when death, separation, divorce, family drama happens. Okay, we've seen several scenarios where a man who loved his wife so much, and uncharacteristically, or maybe part of tradition, or just what he's used to, or what he has seen or grew up with, put property in his child's name. Okay, or put property, yes, in his child's name, his first son's name, or put it in his brother's name because he didn't want to put it in his wife's name, or put it in his name. Okay, typically, or more often than not, we see fights in the family where family members, especially from the man's side, come and claim that the property belongs to them, the car belongs to them, the house belongs to them, and you start fighting. You go to court back and forth, trying to show that, oh, you contributed to the business of the property, that you are the owner of the property, that in fact you are the rightful beneficiary of the property, especially if the man did not leave a will. By the way, please draft a will. No matter how young or old you are, you should draft a will. So yes, the man did not draft a will, and then you are in a legal battle that spans years and years and years and years, because a single name was not written on the deed or on the purchasing document, or the whatever the case may be. Or if you end up putting the property in your children's name, thinking that it's safer that way. Okay, he doesn't maybe fully trust you, or maybe he's a traditional man and feels that he's gonna put it in his children's name. After all, you're working for your children, your retirement plan is your children, you're investing in your children, and that if you die before your wife, that your children will take care of your wife. Let me break it to you, fam. Let me break it to you that it is not always the case. It's not always the case that a man's children will take care of their mother. Sometimes the man has already gone ahead to get married, and he needs that home or the space or the property for his wife, okay, or for his own wife, not his mother now, and his children, and he kicks the mother out. Okay, so the mother ends up fighting tooth and nail for property that she contributed to purchase, or she contributed to the home. Okay, so we've seen scenarios like that, several scenarios where a son or children are dragging their mother to court, and vice versa. So what is the way out? I do not support the fact that if it's a gift to you, it should be in your husband's name. I don't think so. I think, what's wrong with putting it in my name? What's wrong with putting it in my name? Put it in my name. Let it know that it is my own. But I've given you scenarios where you can, use other methods. You can put it in the wife's name. You can put it in a trust. Okay, a trust, that is equity and trust. Okay, that's a different kind of area in law. But you can put it in a trust. After a specific period of time, the trust now goes over to the wife or the children. You can do so many things to protect yourself if that is what you're afraid of. But I think that the simple solution is putting it in the wife's name if it is for her, or you put it in a joint name. Okay, we've not talked about joint ownership, so you can put it in the name of the husband and the wife. Now here comes the problem that people often overlook, but I think that we are realizing more and more, and people are learning this. My name is Utoye Kelechi Muzi, and my husband's name is Kelechi Muzi. Okay, funny. And you now put the car in the name of Mr. and Mrs. Kelechi Muzi. Okay, or you put the property in the name of Mr. and Mrs. Kelechi Muzi. Who does that property belong to? Yes, you already identify Mr. Kelechi Muzi, but Mrs. Kelechi Muzi can be anybody. Okay, anybody can come from anywhere. A second wife, a third wife, a side chick, or whatever can show legal documents that, oh, she is Mrs. Kelechi Muzi. So what people often do, and what people are now doing, is to put the name. You put your first name and his first name. So Mr. and Mrs. Kelechi and Utoye Muzi, something like that, so that they know that you are the one that is the owner of the property. Does that make sense? You are the owner of the property. So this is an example of joint ownership. Joint ownership does not take anything from anybody. It doesn't take anything from you. It even sell property that you're a joint owner with, you need consent of the other party. So there are other safeguards. So if you're still afraid that maybe she'll sell the property under your name or whatever, the property is as much his own as it is your own, and to sell it, you most likely need consent. Okay, you can draft that into any agreement or whatever to protect yourself. But the truth is that as women, and women that are wiser today, we have seen and we know that a lot of women and a lot of young girls have suffered so much hardship because of lack of legal knowledge, because of lack of understanding. Your father dies, your husband dies, and they tell you that, oh, the children belong to the husband and the husband's family. This is the dangers of such conversations like this one had with the evangelists. What is really total submission? Total submission of your life, your destiny, your rights, your future. Are you submitting it to the family who may or may not have your best interest at heart? Is that what we're actually trying to do? Is that what we are saying should be done? I do not agree, and I do not think that that is a procedure that should be taken. I don't think that is what should be done. Please protect yourself, protect your future, protect your children. Before you sign any agreement, before you sign anything, even if it's prenuptial agreement, any agreement that affects your future, please, 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 please be sure to have legal guidance. That's one. Two, be legally aware of your rights. Because your husband died does not mean that you are now a victim and invalid. Life has happened to you, yes, but you have several rights. You have rights to property. You have rights to own and inherit property. You have rights, even if there's no receipt or there's no evidence of you contributing financially to the property. The law looks at other areas such as equity, such as your contribution to training the children, contribution to building the home. Okay, approach the court. It might take years. That's the truth. Even abroad, people say, oh, in a saner climb. Abroad, America, the UK, Australia, other countries, it takes time to get justice. Okay, so be patient with the law. The law is actually improving. But get a good lawyer so that you can protect your right, because life actually often happens more often than you know. Okay, it happens quicker than you know. So protect your rights, protect your interests, and protect your future. And that child that you love so much, that you want to put all your property in the child's name, be very careful of that. Please be very careful of that. Your children may not have your best interest at heart when they grow older, because they also have other family, other interests that they are working towards, if that makes any sense. They have other interests that they are taking care of, so please don't put all your eggs in one basket. In fact, have investments. Okay, have investments, several investments. When you have money, spread it out in different areas so that you are not stranded. I'm doing this video because I've recently experienced death, okay, of friends and colleagues and people, and I just wonder, what are they going through? Some people give stories on Twitter. I've seen several threads of how even to bury a man, okay, to bury somebody, the process, some cultures, what they require, the amount of money you need to spend, the amount of things that you need to do, the sacrifices you need to let go. Let's not even talk about the harmful widowhood practices, okay? The practices where you have to wash the dead body and drink the water, where you have to shave your hair, you have to be in seclusion for months and months and months to prove that you're not the one that killed the man. There are so many things like that. The law is available to you. FIDA is available to you. Use that. Please let us be careful of such narratives. Be careful of such narratives that submission means slavery. Submission means servitude. Submission means abandonment of your responsibilities, your rights, your obligations, or anything like that. Submission does not mean ignorance. It does not mean, at least to my point of view, it does not mean slavery. Okay, please, we have to be careful. Even the lady said, submit your paycheck. Sometimes you can sow a seed into your husband, you can give your husband money, but to say that every time you earn money you give it to your husband, that is a dangerous truth. It's extremely dangerous. And I have seen and I've experienced women who have suffered from that idea of always dropping everything at the husband, then he will decide how much to give you. That is the beginning, and that is how domestic violence, that is how all sorts of emotional, financial violence starts to occur. Anyway, what are your thoughts on this topic? Let me know in the comment section. What do you think? Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Do you agree with the evangelist? What are your thoughts on submission and the legal aspects to this issue? Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I will see you in my next one. And if you have any topics, you have any scenarios, you have any conundrums that you want us to discuss on this channel, let me know and I'll film that for you. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to leave me a thumbs up, like, subscribe and share. Bye.